we're about to head out.
Yeah, we just had a big bag of chips. We are waiting to go out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Topaz. Topaz. Okay, welcome back. I am still in Iceland. I did the hike like 3 days ago, and right now I'm on a group trip touring around Iceland with some subscribers. I had great weather and enjoyed all of the different areas along this 3-day hike. Technically it's 2 hikes put together. I'm not even gonna try to say the names. Laugavegur and Fimmvörðuháls. So who could do this trail? I think it's not that bad. It's pretty low altitude, so you don't have to worry about altitude sickness. So it's not technical. You know, you just have to do miles. You have to walk in straight lines and up and down every so often. The river crossings are probably the most difficult part and might overwhelm some shorter people. Like, I had water up to my waist at one point, and it's cold. It's really cold out there. And the weather can be unpredictable. I was hearing stories that a bunch of people got hypothermia like a couple days before I hiked this trail, just because the wind can be relentless, mixed with rain and sometimes snow and hail. It could make the whole hike miserable. So you want to make sure that you have a good forecast, a good window to do this hike. Don't go out there if it says it's going to rain the whole time. It's not going to be fun. Iceland is expensive in general, and this hike is not, doesn't escape that. So I stayed in tents for the entire time I was on the trail, and which saves money, but you still have to pay. But if you stay at huts, it can get expensive. Anytime you buy food, it's just more expensive than even in New York City. So keep that in mind. Now I'm just going to go through my itinerary and show you a little behind the scenes of what I did to have such a blast on this hike. But first, this video is sponsored by my YouTube members who signed up using the join button on my homepage. It's much easier for me to see and respond to your comments as members. It's amazing to have you subscribe and to watch my videos. Please consider supporting me and becoming a member. My Iceland trip begins with a flight from Denver to Reykjavík overnight. I just, hung out in Reykjavík after that red eye and got a hotel, gathered some supplies, some snacks, and bought a hiking pass from Reykjavík on Reykjavík excursions, which is like a round trip bus ticket from the trailheads. They've got like a whole schedule, so you can pick and choose where you want to go from. I think this is the cheapest option, the easiest option, and that 3-hour bus ride at 7 a.m. took me all the way to the trailhead. But before I jumped on the bus, there's a gas station right next to the BSI terminal, and that's where I bought my cooking fuel. So yes, $107 round trip bus ticket. The first leg of the journey took me 3 hours all the way up here into the Icelandic highlands. This is the trailhead. There's a hut here, a lot of people. There's a mountain mall with lots of supplies. I wouldn't completely depend on them, but they do have a lot of stuff. There's a hot spring here. There's a hut. A lot of people, families. You can camp at pretty much any of these hut areas. But I made my way up and hiked about 20 miles this first day. Every day was about 20 miles. A bit of elevation gain on this first day, some patches of snow. I blew right past this first hut just because I didn't have any reason to stop. Kept going through all of this geothermal area, just like really pretty little mountains, and then started to make it towards this lake. And the area changes. You get a little bit more of the black sand beach kind of vibe. And I had a nice late lunch at this hut here and had soup and coffee and bread for the nice price of $22. What did I tell you? Iceland's expensive, but there were a lot of people tent camping here, but I knew that there was another hut just a little further down, so I kept pushing all the way down to this one, and it was a nice spot. There's like little circles with rocks for our tents, and I didn't really eat or anything at the hut there. I kind of just cooked my own food and tried to spend the night. Iceland during this time is just sunny all the time, so you kind of have to just go to sleep with the sun out. I can't remember exactly, but I think it was like $6, maybe $7 for me to spend the night there with my tent. So yes, the first day was about 20 miles to this first camp. The second day was from here to here. And this is where all the volcanic black sand was passing through this area. And I do remember, I think it was right here, very nice thing to wake up to was a stream crossing immediately in the morning in the cold. Just really cool vibes. It feels like the moon for this section, but pretty flat, a little boring. I passed Estmir. Okay, yeah, this is where I had some ramen. So there's a hut here. I'm sure you could buy some food and stuff, but I just cooked my own. And then this second day was another 20-ish miles. Pulling into this area of volcano huts, very nice, lots of food. I had dinner and breakfast buffets. They were fantastic. A lot of people. And this day hike up to this little peak right here is pretty awesome. Everyone should do that. Came back, spent the night in my tent, and then the next day, another 20-mile hike. So starting early, I had the all-you-can-eat buffet, and then past this campsite, there's like a couple bridges here, which were nice because the streams were pretty big. Blew right past this campsite. Still a lot of trees in this area, but once you hit like this area, you start to get above it, and this is where it started to get really, really pretty and like just so diverse. A lot of clouds and fog rolling in, and then up here is like the peaks of the volcano that you kind of go past. You don't really summit these volcano peaks, but all of this is like volcanic black soil with a lot of snow crossing. Obviously it's going to be different for everyone. when they go, but I had to walk in snow a lot. I just passed this hut and then went straight to this one, which was like a little triangle. But there's like a little dog and a woman, and there was no water for this whole section. So pretty much this whole like glacial pass area, there's no flowing water. So you definitely want to fill up as much. But this woman was selling water for like, I think $3 or $4 per liter. So it's possible to get some water up there. Had my ramen snack and then started going down and had views of the glaciers on either side of me. I could start to see the ocean popping through the clouds. It was really nice, but you know, just down, 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 relentless. You just see waterfall after waterfall once you hit this section here. They keep getting bigger and bigger, cooler and cooler until you reach down here. And you know you're getting close because it just starts to get really crowded in this area near Skógafoss, which makes sense, you know, people just park right here, go right up to the waterfall. And that was about it. I came down to this hotel, had a nice dinner, very nice, and then walked over to this hotel and spent the night. The next morning I caught my morning bus here and went back to Reykjavík, thus ending my hike. If you want to see all of the gear that I used for this hike, it is linked down in the description under gear. It's all there. Everything that I use for hiking, to filmmaking, to the clothes I wear, and the computer I used to edit this video. Greetings from lovely Mordor. Here is my camera setup, a tripod, Rode Video Mic 02, A7S Mark III Sony, 1635 f4, and yeah, that's about it. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. I shared some photos from this trip there. I have a TikTok as well, and I'm trying to make short video versions of all the trips that I go on. I did a big run in Reykjavík after the hike, just to prepare for this big Switzerland trail running trip that I'm doing. So feel free to follow me on Strava if you want to connect there. I have a brand new gaming channel on YouTube. It's what I do when I'm at home and just gaming like a true gamer. So if you want to watch some Dyson Sphere program, feel free to support me over there doing that. But thank you so much for watching, and take care.